Dear students, now we are going to discuss biotechnological applications, biotechnology and its applications. In this chapter, we are going to learn about what about the role of biotechnology in various areas. What are those areas? Means here, what about the importance of biotechnology? What is the purpose of studying of biotechnology? So, biotechnological applications in agriculture. How we have been using biotechnology in agronomy to produce various hybrid varieties. And importance of biotechnology, our role of biotechnology in health industry, pharmaceuticals, production of various kinds of drugs. Third one, role of biotechnology in the environment, environmental applications, and how to control pollution. So like that, so many areas are there. So here the main objective of biotechnology is to produce a number of compounds, large scale production of. The main objective of biotechnology is large scale production of a number of products which are useful for the human beings. So biotechnological applications. And applications. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss achievements also, what we achieved, applications and achievements also, what we achieved. Right? So the importance of biotechnology, the purpose of utilization of biotechnological applications, processes, principles, definitely that is because of large scale production of biologicals. What is a biological and what are the biologicals? How to define biologicals? What is biological? Biologicals. Biologicals means various compounds, organic, inorganic compounds, a number of a number of compounds, organic, inorganic compounds, amino acids, vitamins, enzymes, vaccines, antibiotics, proteins, like that, so many compounds which are able to serve needs of human beings. Pharmaceutical drugs also, compounds produced by organisms. What type of organisms? Genetically modified organisms. By genetically modified organisms. Biological origin, simply compounds which are in biological origin. Compounds which are biological in origin. What are they? What are those biologicals? What are the biologicals? One by one we'll see. First one, in the case of agriculture. In agriculture, what about the so-called biologicals? Means compounds produced by concerned organisms. So in the case of agriculture, we are producing crop plants, hybrid varieties, hybrid varieties. Varieties. Here they are called as transgenic plants. The purpose of that one is well known to you. High yield, high yielding. To increase yield, more yield of that concerned crop. Next, food processing also. Food processing. Industrially, food processing. And other compounds, food items with the help of hybrid varieties. Next, in the case of health industry. Biopharmaceuticals. Biopharmaceuticals. Okay, a number of compounds. What about the importance of biopharmaceuticals? Therapeutics. Therapy, treatment. Therapeutics. So how to control the disease? How to control the disease in two ways. One is prophylactic measure. What are the measures to control infection? One is GM is genetically modified. Genetically modified. One is a prophylactic measure. Second one is therapeutic measures. Prophylactic means prevention better than cure. Means we have to take precautions to avoid entry of a pathogen or infection. That is a prophylactic measures. If it is beyond that one, infection already entered, therapeutics. So for therapeutics, a number of biopharmaceuticals are required. What are they? What are the biopharmaceuticals? Antibiotics, vaccines, and other drugs, whatever the type of drug. Next, in the case of health industry, the purpose of that one, we are using in the case of diagnosis, disease diagnosis also coming under this one. Next, in the case of environment, in the case of environment, how to control pollution and other environmental issues with the help of microbes, various type of biologicals, organisms. That is a bioremedy. Bioremediation. Remedy means solution. So how to resolve or rectify various environmental issues? For example, sewage treatment. STP, if you go back to microbes in human welfare, sewage treatment, how to control pollution, whatever the type of pollution, that may be soil pollution, environmental pollution, air pollution, water pollution, like that. In that case, we are using a number of genetically modified organisms. Okay, bioremedy. In addition to that one, so many products we are producing from microbes, not only bacteria, fungi, plants, animals. So these are a certain number of areas or products coming out of biologicals. For all these things, as part of biotechnology, in biotechnology, what are the key areas? Key areas in biotechnology. Again, they are discussing means the main areas, key areas in biotechnology. Critical areas in biotechnology. What are the major steps present in biotechnology? They explain here differently, but we have to link those three headings to the genetic engineering, means aspects of biotechnology. One is providing best catalyst. What is that best catalyst? Providing best catalyst. What is that catalyst? Okay, best catalyst in the improved organism, in the genetically improved organism. What is the meaning of this statement? How to justify this statement? See, providing best catalyst, genetically modified organism. What is that one? Enzyme or a microbe. Catalyst means enzyme or in the form of that organism, genetically modified organism or microbe. So what is the meaning of this one? This is nothing but a recombinant DNA technology. Recombinant DNA. Providing best catalyst out of insertion of a desirable gene. So this statement is applicable to construction of a recombinant DNA technology. Means a construction of recombinant DNA. Insertion of a desirable gene into concerned host. Means simply, this is concerned with production of or creation of genetically modified organisms, GMO. GMO, genetically modified organisms. Genetically modified organisms. Go back, providing best catalyst, generally improved organism. What is that one? Enzyme. If that enzyme is produced, that enzyme is able to convert substrate to product. Or a gene that codes for important protein also. So first statement is a construction of recombinant DNA. So once the organism is available, second one is providing optimum conditions. Providing optimum conditions. Optimum conditions for effective growth and development of microbe or catalyst to act. So providing optimum conditions for the microbe means genetically modified microbe or given one catalyst to act. What is that catalyst to act? We have to provide a optimum pH, temperature, and other things for the catalytic activity of enzyme, providing optimum conditions for the microbe to grow and a catalyst to act. To act means able to regulate a physiological function, means able to synthesize a product from the substrate. So this statement is applicable to, is nothing but a bioprocessing. Bioprocessing or chemical engineering, production of chemicals. Chemical engineering, simply tissue culture. Means cultivation of concerned organism. Third one, Now you can understand what is the third one. Downstreaming is given. What is downstreaming? Harvesting the end product of the gene, means obtaining end product of gene. It includes separation and purification. Right? So that is about the introduction part of biotechnology and applications. Now we are going to discuss what about the role of biotechnology in various areas on which we are dependent, or many organisms are dependent. What are those areas one by one? The first one is role of biotechnology in agriculture. First one, agriculture. Okay, right? So biotechnology in agronomy, agriculture. In agriculture or agronomy. So we have been using biotechnological applications and principles, processes to produce a number of hybrid varieties. So here, before moving into what we achieved out of biotechnology in agriculture, we should know what about farming methods. According to evolution of farming, what about methods of farming? Methods of farming. What are they? First one, first method, agrochemical based agriculture. What is that? Agrochemical based agriculture. Agrochemical based agriculture. Agrochemical based farming or agriculture. Farming. So what is this one? Agrochemical based farming. Actually, before this one, primitive human being domesticated plants, wild varieties. He cultivated those even without chemicals. They were naturally cultivated without any fertilizer. But what about agrochemical based farming? Farming with the help of, this one was based on with, this one is with synthetic, means artificial, synthetic or artificial, expensive, artificial, inorganic fertilizers, inorganic, maximum extent inorganic fertilizers, and synthetic pesticides and insecticides. Pesticides and insecticides. So what are the inorganic fertilizers? Go back to village. Urea, DAP, Factum Phos, like that. So many inorganic fertilizers are there. So these fertilizers definitely harmful, expensive, and harmful. Harmful. At the time of Green Revolution, we followed this method of cultivation. So this method, agrochemical based farming, we used this one used at the time of Green Revolution. Green Revolution is well known to you. Augmentation of productivity of the plant or cultivation, increase in the food, quantity of food. Okay, so increase in the quantity, how to enhance, enhancement in food production, food by plants. What type of plants? Hybrid plants with the help of agrochemicals. So definitely by means of Green Revolution, the food quantity tripled, 3 times increased. If you go back to 1960, immediately after independence, we faced a lot of problem in the crisis of food, availability of food, complete famine, crop failures because of pest or insect or lack of hybrid varieties. So during that time, particularly 1960 to around 2000, the food production was augmented, increased 3 times. Link this concept with strategies for enhancement in food production, crop improvement, or plant breeding. So by means of this, we tripled the food production, but Green Revolution failed to supply required quantity of food for the ever increasing population. And what are the limitations of Green Revolution? What are the limitations of Green Revolution? And before that one, father of Green Revolution, that is well known to you, international, Norman E. Borlaug. And in our country, father of Green Revolution, M.S. Swaminathan. Okay, M.S. Swaminathan introduced a number of semi-dwarf varieties in the case of rice, wheat also, high-yielding wheat varieties, which were actually created, invented, produced, developed by M.S. Norman Borlaug. So that's about so-called Green Revolution concept. Next, what are the limitations? What the first limitation? So here, for Green Revolution or for any development, what are the core areas required? In the case of course, we achieved a lot of progress in Green Revolution. So to achieve progress in any one field, particular field, what are the requirements? Core things is one is economy, availability of money, economy. Once economy is good or optimum level or more than required, surplus, definitely scientific approach is possible. Scientific means gaining scientific knowledge. So if money is available, simply, definitely we will invest in research and development. So scientific knowledge leads to what? Inventions or discoveries. So we succeeded in green revolution because of these two things. So here we are going to discuss limitations of a green revolution. What are they? One, not able to keep pace with increasing population. Means increase in the food quantity is not enough for ever increasing population. First limitation is food production, not enough for ever increasing population. Population is exponentially growing by means of hybrid varieties out of the limited area available for cultivation. Definitely, we are not able to reach how the population is growing. Okay, so that is one. And second limitation is utilization of fertilizers, means agrochemicals. 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 Fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides. They are harmful. Harmful to the environment. They are causing environmental pollution. Environmental pollution. And plant produce means product. Plant produce with toxic compounds. Toxic compounds, and they entered into food chain or food web. Okay. So these are the questions. Are we able to increase food productivity according to how population is increasing? Next, how to avoid harmful effects caused by so-called agrochemicals? These are the questions. How to answer them? So definitely this method should be replaced by some other method. So next one is organic farming. What is organic farming? Cultivation of plants with biofertilizers. Cultivation of plants, agronomy with agriculture with biofertilizers. Biofertilizers, vermicompost, green manure also. Manure means fertilizer, green manure, direct leaves of that one. Green manure. Next, agro waste, with the help of agro waste. Next, dung, animal dung. Okay, so here biofertilizers, vermicompost, green manure, agro waste, and dung. So here this method, organic farming is this one is eco-friendly. This one is eco-friendly. By means of organic farming, it is not easy to increase food productivity of that one. Up to certain extent possible, but our objective is how to provide quantity and quality of food for that population. Okay, we have to replace this one also. The latest one is third one, genetically modified organisms based agronomy with the help of genetically modified farming. Okay, third one is GMOs, means agronomy with the help of genetically modified organisms. So genetically genetically modified organisms based agronomy. This is the only solution we have. So by means of this one and this one, okay, we failed to produce a required quantity and quality of the food. So how to reach this one required food and how to reduce utilization of agrochemicals? The only solution is genetically modified organisms. Means simply transgenic organisms. Transgenic organisms. Agronomy with the help of agriculture with the help of with genetically modified organisms. So that is the only solution to resolve these issues. So that is about various methods of cultivation. Okay, right? So that is about methods of cultivation. Next. Next one, what about the importance? So third one is agronomy based on. Third one is agronomy or agriculture. Agronomy with the help of genetically modified crop plants. Genetically modified organisms, crop plants. Means simply transgenic plants. So what type of plants so far we produce? First one, we produce transgenic varieties. We produced by means of biotechnology. We developed development of transgenic plants. Transgenic plants which are resistant to. They are resistant to biotic factors, abiotic and biotic factors. Here take abiotic factors. Abiotic factors. What are the abiotic factors? Cool climatic conditions. Extreme cool means cold climatic conditions. And too much temperature. And in that area, too much salt. Means abnormal climatic conditions. Extreme cold, extreme temperature. Saline climatic conditions. So, we engineered a number of plants. Our objective is to produce a tailor-made plants. What are the tailor-made plants? Tailor-made. Tailor-made means we have to produce or modify plants according to our requirement. According to our requirement. That is a tailor-made plants. Tailor-made means modifying the plant according to our requirement. For example, cloth is given to tailor. He will stitch and he will cut and stitch that so-called cloth according to body dimensions or not. So the shirt is tailored according to our body dimensions. So like that, according to our requirement. So tailor-made plants means modified plants according to our requirement. For example, bonsai plant, very short plant. For example, mango, huge plant. Okay, so what about bonsai plant in the case of mango? Small plant able to produce fruits like that. So they are the tailor-made plants. So transgenic plants are a tailor-made plants. So we developed certain number of varieties which are resistant to abiotic factors. For example, basmati. Basmati variety is able to grow in temperate climatic conditions only, but not in tropical climatic conditions. So there is a need to produce a basmati which is able to grow in tropical climatic conditions also. Apple, for example, able to grow in cold climatic conditions only, not in tropical climatic conditions. So there is a need to produce a hybrid variety in the case of apple, which is able to grow at any locality. If the apple is able to grow and able to produce apples at any locality, temperate or tropical or semi-tropics, then what about the cost of apple? Very cheap. It will reach a common man also, common human being also. But now what about the cost of apple? Tasty and delicious apple cost. One apple cost is around 50 or 60 rupees. Reason, we're getting apples from certain areas only. Kashmir, and cold climatic regions only. Himachal Pradesh, like that only. Are we able to cultivate that one in Telangana and AP? Not easy, of course. Nowadays, we introduced a certain number of varieties. We started cultivation of apple in certain districts of Telangana, but they are not up to the requirement of the human being. Okay, so resistant plants against abiotic factors. Next, second one, plants with bioinsecticide and biopesticide plants, means plants with genes with the help of which they are able to control pest and insect. So with the help of biopesticides, biopesticides, biopesticides and insecticides, means we introduce a certain number of genes of organisms which are able to provide resistance against certain number of insects and pesticides. So what about the importance of this one? Definitely we can reduce, we can curtail, we can reduce utilization of or usage of harmful agrochemicals. So here we can use a bio fertilizers also to some extent. Next, transgenic plants. Transgenic plants with that can prevent prevention of or reduction of prevention of post harvest loss. After harvesting, definitely it leads to some wastage or not. That is called as a loss of yield after harvesting. Okay, for example, we prepared one topic. Yes, we will see. Wait, not now. Post harvest loss. For example, botany completed, zoology, physics, chemistry completed. After completion of 2 years of intermediate, definitely, what about the topics prepared by you? Are you able to retain total content? No. Some loss was there. That is a post academic harvest loss, like that. We have to avoid that one. Then only you'll get a medical seat. So with the help of transgenic plants, we avoid post harvest loss. We'll see what are the examples. Not now. Next, transgenic plants with improved quality. What is that improved? Nutritionally. Transgenic plants with improved food quality. Food quality means with the help enriched with various organic and inorganic compounds. Here given one is a golden rice. We will see other examples also. It is rich in vitamin A. Next, plants, transgenic plants with improved efficiency. Improved efficiency of mineral usage. What is this? Improved efficiency of mineral usage. And the given statement, it prevents exhaustion of soil fertility. It prevents exhaustion of soil fertility. What is that improved efficiency of mineral usage by plants? For example, this is a 1 acre of land. Here we are cultivating some certain number of plants. This is a soil surface, plant 1, root system, plant 2, and certain number of plants. Okay, so added with 100 potassium, 100 potassium molecules, 100 are available, for example, 100 molecules. So here, this plant needs 10 potassium only. This one 10 potassium, this one 10 potassium, for example, only. So optimum requirement for effective growth and development of this plant, for example, only, how much quantity of potassium is required? 10 potassium molecules, 10 potassium, 10 potassium. So how much available here? 100. So 100 minus 30, remaining 70 potassium available. So increased efficiency means they have to absorb required quantity of that mineral only, not all the minerals present in the soil. So they are observing their required quantity only, 10 molecules only, 10 molecules only, 10 molecules only. And what about the rest of the molecules present in the soil? And they will be used by some other plant. So if these plants are produced, definitely they prevent exhaustion of soil fertility. They prevent exhaustion of soil fertility. They can absorb a required number of required quantity of minerals only, not all the minerals present in the soil. So farmer need not to add so much fertilizer to the soil. So like this, we have to engineer and produce a number of transgenic plants, tailor-made plants according to our requirement, right?